I want to get your advice now on interviewing. Now, I do a lot of interviewing actually in my role. You do a lot in your role, and we've probably seen people perform brilliantly and people not perform so well. But when an interview goes well for you, why does it go well in terms of, and when it doesn't go well, why doesn't it go well?
For me, I ask that you turn up looking like you want the job. So just brush your hair, wear a nice top. You can be like me right now and be wearing your trainers and like your gym leggings underneath your top. Like you wouldn't turn up for a date looking like you've got out of bed. So don't turn up for an interview. Also, do a bit of research about the company that you're going for and the brands. And if they've been in the news, maybe look at the share price. I remember the day that I went for my L'Oreal interview was the day that L'Oreal bought the Body Shop. And I'm so happy that I'd read all about it when I went into that interview. There's so many times when you ask what people's favorite Unilever brand is and why, and they literally don't know any of the brands. And you're just like, why do you even want the job? Honestly, if you do that, then at least I know that you want the job and you're passionate about it. So you're probably 30% of the way there. I think I've told you this story before, but I once interviewed someone on the grad scheme for L'Oreal with nail varnish halfway down their nails. And it seems ridiculous, but it would have taken them 30 seconds. You come into a cosmetics company, just get your stuff sorted. And also, I think that tells you also that the person's self-aware, and that's something that you're looking for when you talk about development with them in the future. Secondly, I love to hear passion. So if you can sell yourself and what you've done so far in your career, even if you've had a really limited career, what you've done at school or what you've done in sports teams, at least if you can sell yourself, then you can go and sell a dodgy product if I one day ask you to do that. Most interviews have a similar structure in terms of what I'm going to be asking for you. A project you've worked on where you've had to influence, or a big launch that you're really proud of, or a negotiation that you've had to do. So prepare some answers in your head, because most of those answers can be used across multiple questions. I think I have interviewed a lot recently. You're right in saying that there is a massive gap in terms of talent, particularly at a junior NAM level. I've interviewed lots of people, and what I find super frustrating is one-word answers or very, very brief responses. Because I'm finding myself then that I'm constantly asking, okay, that's interesting. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? Okay, cool. What were the results? The other alternative to that, which you and I have also spoken about, is very, very, very long rambling answers. And you're like, almost to the extent where they've forgotten what the question is. So keep it like to the point, which is probably something I also need to work on. Yeah, I think I want to feel passionate about you joining the team.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm looking for.
Good. Yeah, I think your point on getting the balance right between being too succinct and too rambly is the biggest challenge. I mean, there's lots of things you've got to get right in an interview, but perhaps one piece of advice I'd add on in terms of how practically to do that. Everybody should have a kind of backpack of examples. You don't need many, even we need 6 or so of things that you've done that you feel comfortable with, that you can tell a story about. Because interviews about storytelling, people remember stories. And if you stick to the structure of the story, then you will give enough detail without losing your way. So I always use an analogy. People talk about STAR as one format. To me, it's an even easier one, which is CAR: context, action, result. Talk about the context, which is what was going on around you. Actions, what 3 things did you do? What were the top 3 things you need to do to react to the opportunity or the problem? And what was the result or impact? And if you can layer that back up to the business objective, then it's even better. But that keeps you kind of delivering an answer of probably 3 minutes. So it's enough detail without rambling, and you've given a story which the interview is going to remember, as opposed to some generic nonsense or one-word answer, which is too little and leaves the interviewer kind of going, there's nothing here.